guys, if you have seen the video that I put up on my main channel called You Are an Artist, you would have seen this journal page, or this quick entry in a guest book for the Haunted Chamber that I'm currently staying in. I've just shared this page that I did in there for all the guests to see and the owners and things. And I said in there that what I would show is something that I've never shown before. I'm sorry for the funny angle. Obviously where I am I've got to got to use the equipment that I've got, and you're on the bin. The other video that I shot as well, I recorded on a bin, but because it was looking at me it wasn't quite such a funny angle, but I needed to look down now obviously for this. So this is my main general written journal. I always have a main general written journal. And usually, I occasionally make them. I usually use brought journals that are lined, and often I get given these as gifts. This particular one I bought, but a lot of the time I get given journals as gifts. I always have, even before people knew I was a journaler, I would always get pretty books, and I've still got bunches that people have bought me. But, well, even in work situations, people always saw that I make a lot of notes, so maybe that's why I've always had them. They're easy gifts to buy somebody, aren't they, really? So this is the one, my current one that I'm using, and I said I would share it. Now, the reason why I don't normally share my written journals is because they're writing, so they're boring to look at. They're not, this isn't all writing. I'll show you a couple of pages that I can find in it that maybe aren't writing. But generally they're writing, and also they're quite private. You know, out of all the journals that you have, writing, sometimes when I set a timer for 15 minutes and I just scroll out everything that I've got in my head, it can be a whole load of junk, so why would I share that anyway? So I'm going to show you, well, this is the actual last page that I just did. I just finished this literally before I turned the camera on. Oh, I'm on the Ouija board, but so I just did this, and I don't normally do this kind of smashy holiday. This is my kind of holiday quick journaling that I do, and I don't normally do this in this particular journal because if I'm on holiday I'll do a particular journal for it, but also I don't spend time doing arty things per se in this book. I spend time writing in it, but I don't spend time on the artwork that I do in this book. So I'll show you some of the artwork that I've got in there, as I said, some of the not too personal stuff, but again it's still very quick stuff. So I'll show you the start of this page. I'm going to have to move the Ouija board, okay. So here's the start of this page. I washi taped up this page. Look, the page underneath is just writing. So I washi taped these together to form a pocket for all of the little bits and pieces that I've picked up. Mainly it's a bunch of receipts. I wouldn't normally make a pocket in this journal. As you can see, that's the only pocket in there. I don't keep ephemera like that in here. But I did a little bit of a sketch. I brought with me some, not like the kit that you saw in the last travel kit, no way, that was far too much. But I took these little pieces of paper, and you'll see them on the next page as well. Spread these before I came away, because, you know, they can fit in a pocket, or you can just use them as journal spots as I've done here, or you can use them to sketch. These particular ones are 2 3/4 inches squared, I think, just torn sketch paper. I brought my Pogo, and it's not anywhere in my vicinity to hold it up for you, but I'm sure most of you know what a Pogo is. It's a Polaroid instant printer that you can connect to your camera and it prints out. I haven't used it since I went to Venice 2 years ago, so I wasn't sure it was going to work, but it worked fine, so I managed to print out some of the pictures that I've done since I've been here. Now, as you can see here, this is sprayed. And I occasionally do that on journals like this. Let me see if I can find another. I'll do things like this. I'll spritz some stuff in, or I can see some little bits and pieces that I stick in, do a bit of spraying. And the reason I'm showing this is because in the monthly challenge group on my Ningsight Journal workshops.ning.com. In that group, I recently posted a mid-month July challenge, bonus challenge. Sometimes I post in the middle of the month just a little bit of an extra. And in July I posted a video showing one of my outdoor journals. I've currently got 4 out there. One of my outdoor journals where I just do sometimes a background. And people, well, at the moment, a couple of people have said on there that they would like to see more of what I do background-wise to these pages. And all I honestly do is this. It's often extremely, extremely simple. I don't, you know, spend time sticking a bit of washi tape on. But the reason that I do it is if I've got it near me and I'm doing something. I was, on this particular occasion, I was mixing up more spray paint, so I just grabbed this journal just to test the colours out, to see if it was vivid enough or if I needed more colour in there, etc. So it's not pre-planned, but the reason why I do it is so that there's a little bit of interest sometimes to start from. You know, something of interest going on there, but it's not required for every single page. On my outdoor journal, I do something on every page. So that even if I just do writing it, there's still some visual interest there, but it isn't anything I really, you know, bother preparing, spending time on, do religiously. You know, it's just quick and easy stuff. So that's the first page. I've done all of these maybe in half an hour. Well, obviously I did the sketching separately, but putting it together, I maybe spent half an hour, 45 minutes on these 3 pages this afternoon. So, picture of the journal page that I just showed you. Different pictures of, you know, things that have happened or whatever. So let me try and find some other journal pages in here. Okay, so this is quite regular kind of thing that I'll do in this journal if I want to do a bit of art. It's very simple, sketchy, cartoony. As you can see, that page was just created with the black biro. This one with a black biro and a purple one. And obviously I'd previously just put this line of paint on it at the top and the bottom. You know, not amazing, but just, again, writing, get out what I'm feeling. I often also just write in here what is on my mind at the time. And if it's another idea, i.e. it should be in another journal, but I've got this one, I'll still put it in this one, because sometimes you still need to work through whatever it is that's going on in your mind anyway. So I came up with a little poem for one of my friendship journals, so it came up to me while I was in here, so I wrote it in here. And often when I get sent things as well, I stick in the little bits from other people as well, or little collage items. So I hope you have liked this look at my regular kind of journal. This isn't a journal for show, it isn't even a journal to look pretty. I'm showing it just because I think, you know, I share all of my journals bar my written ones. And really at the moment, I only have one written one on a go at a minute, if you understand what I mean. I bought some new ones since I've been here. I like these cloth ones. And I saw this one in a shop, and it's a cloth one, and it's lined. Lined has to be lined. I can make them, but also it's really difficult to get lined paper that goes this way. Usually I have to make a shorter journal, smaller journal, because you can only get lined paper in a certain size. And I like having a full page, if you understand what I mean. So it's not worth my hassle really to make them when I can get pretty ones already done, and I'm not going to be making the inside pretty. You know, if I was going to spend a lot of time making the inside beautiful, then I would make them. But seeing as I just scroll a lot of the time, then I find it better just to not waste my energy making. Sometimes I can not write for months. At the moment I am writing in my journal every day. So this is going to get filled up very quickly. And I find I've journaled like this for decades, decades and decades and decades. I think I've always done it actually, but I can go a long time without journaling, and then there's periods of my life where I have to journal a lot. That's currently this period in my life, not for any particular good or bad reason. Usually it is because of a good or bad reason. I'm hurrying, sorry, because the camera is flashing, battery life is dying. So I just want to wrap up and say I just wanted to show you, because you guys see all of my journals, and I just wanted to let you know that there is a place where you can be completely rough and messy and raw, and I think a lot of the time we feel guilty for really expressing what true feelings we have, and I think it's ridiculous, because if you journal you realise that there is value in everything that you're thinking, whether or not you know it, and often you don't know it until you actually do journal and you analyse and you let out stuff that you didn't know was there. You can surprise yourself with journaling. So I might set you a challenge if it's something you want to do, if it's something you haven't yet done and you haven't yet received any benefit from journaling, set your phone to 15 minutes and journal every single day for a week, and then let me know how you feel after doing that. And don't worry about a prompt, don't worry about where you're starting, don't worry about what you're writing, don't worry about what you're thinking, don't control it, just move your hand across the page, don't slow up, write quickly, and just let it go, because for the first 1 or 2 minutes you might feel a little self-conscious, but then you'll get into a flow of something, and you can get a lot more written in 15 minutes than what you think you can actually, and go further than what you might think you can. 15 minutes, everybody can find 15 minutes, however busy we are we can find 15 minutes. So yeah, much love everybody, bye bye from the Haunted Chamber. I'm